Very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, all you wonderful, fantastic traders, and you beautiful ladies, handsome gentlemen. Welcome to our daily live stream brought to you by DCFX Asia. And I'm yours truly, Abe Layman, coming to you live from Central Java, Indonesia. Right. So today, Thursday, the 22nd of June, already in the mid-year of 2023, a lot of the bad news that were haunting us prior to 2023 has slowly dissipated. It more or less has gone away, and most of the world has come to terms with the current economic situation because the global pandemic has been contained and the spread of the virus has also been contained. Thank God to all those health workers, the health professionals that help us along the way. And well, things have changed and will continue to change. And it's also a proving ground that the communication technology, especially the digital economy, is proving the way to go forward. All right. So for today, what we're gonna do is we're gonna see how much effect does the recent ECB rate hike of 25 basis points has effect on the euro. Okay, and the funny thing is, Christine Lagarde was not shy to tell the rest of the whole world that in July they will go for another 25 basis points. So there you are. All right. So let's take a look at the economic numbers to have a clear picture of where ECB is going. All right. So this is the figures from Trade Economics. Let's look at the top. The biggest economy in the world currently is the United States with a GDP of 23.3 trillion. The interest rate at the moment is standing at 5.25% with a very good potential of going another 25 basis points higher. That will come maybe in July or August. It depends on Uncle J or Jerome Powell and his merry man, the Federal Reserve. So the inflation rate has been contained and tamed from double digit late last year to what is now 4%. Right? They have more or less reduced it by 50%, the inflation rate, by hiking the rate hike from 2% up to the current level of 5.25%. Their jobless rate is more or less stable at 3.7%, and of course, all that from a population of 334.23 million people. Right? So next is China. China is doing $17.7 trillion GDP. Their current interest rate is standing at 3.55% with an inflation rate of 0.2, but a high jobless rate of 5.2%, and coming from a population of 1.411 billion people. Wow. 5.2% from a population of 1.4 billion people, that's a lot of jobless people. Well, so, but the Chinese economy has managed, the Chinese Central Party has managed to keep inflation at a very respectable low level of 0.2%, right? And they cannot be growing that much because the external or export orders has not been increasing. The main customers are coming from the Euro area as well as the US. Not much of export orders, so the growth is between 1 or slightly less than 1%. But the beautiful part is they have a very, very low inflation number of 0.2%, and they've been surviving basically on domestic consumption. Well, with a market of 1.4 billion people, it's not that difficult to survive only on domestic consumption, right? So our star for the day is the euro area or the eurozone. It is a combination of European Union, a group of I think 16 countries, the original European economic countries, the EEC, then they changed to EU, plus the former Soviet republics when the USSR got disbanded at the turn of the millennium. So the borders to those republics that were in the European continent wants to join the EU, but there is a current situation where the EU may not be able to absorb them at the moment because at macroeconomic levels, the EU is not that strong to absorb the former Soviet republics. Why? Because the former Soviet republics they don't run their economies like a capitalist system, right? So they had a spillover of the socialist system. So free trade is not really that big of an issue, and the powers that be or the administration of each of the former Soviet republics are not well versed in running country's economy based on capitalism. So there you are. Why the European Union or the Eurozone is having difficulties because the former Soviet republics wants to join them, but they cannot absorb all of them. The newest member of the EU is Turkey. Well, Turkey industrially they are not that bad. They are pretty good. They have good shipbuilding and they have good electronics. So those industries are helping to make Turkey into a member of the EU. Because lesson learned prior to the turn of the millennium, European Union had some issues because Greece administration or the government went belly up, and because Greece was a member of the EU, the ECB has to put their hands in, help them to recover, and that exercise meant crushing the euro dollar. Well, lesson learned. So now Christine Lagarde do not want to see that happening, and she is taking cue from what has been done to the US. Okay, Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve was persistent in going for rate hikes. They were thinking of going at a ceiling of 5.5 to 5.75%. That was discussed early in January. Right? As of now, it is doing at 5.25%. And back then, the inflation number for the US was about 10%, 10.25% if I'm not wrong. And in the past 6 months, with all the rate hikes, it has somehow reduced the inflation number to 4%, from a double digit to a single digit, and about half of it, right? So there is some truth to what they were doing, and that is the cue that has been taken by Christine Lagarde and the European Central Bank or the ECB going in that direction. So at the moment, the euro area has an interest rate of 4% with an inflation rate of 6.1% from a population of 342 million people, right? Well, their population base compared to the US is not much difference, a difference of about 8 million people, so not really that much difference. But if you look at the GDP, the US has about 9 trillion above the euro area. Okay, and they have the euro area has a larger jobless rate of 6.5% compared to the US of 3.7%. So currently the ECB is having its hands full on the macroeconomic level, and they, Christian Lagarde has made it clear that in July they might want to go for another 25 basis points. So in July we are looking at euro area going up to 4.25%, and by all accounts they are hoping that by doing so the inflation numbers can go down to less than 6%. Excuse me. All right. So this is the fundamental side of things. And later tonight, later this evening, 6 p.m. my time, 7 p.m. your time, the Bank of England will come out with the rate numbers. And just so you know, about 2 hours earlier, the Swiss National Bank announced the rate hike remains unchanged at, hang on, okay, let's take a look at the economic calendar to see what's happening. Okay, Thursday, right. The Swiss National Bank has announced their policy rate stands at 1.75%. It's back to status quo, meaning there's no changes. But does it affect the Swiss that much? Yeah, it got weakened a bit. But while the spillover may be around, but we'll have to see how much it will shake later. Because as you can see, at 6 p.m. my time, 7 p.m. your time, the Bank of England will be announcing their official bank rate. The forecasted or the expected number is at 4.75%. That is 25 basis points. Will it be 25 or 50 basis points? That's anybody's guess. So if it's going to be a 50 basis points, then we may see the pound sterling go bullish. But if it's just 25 basis points, I think it has already been factored in. We might see the pound sterling decides to go south. All right. So for today, later tonight, be careful of 6 p.m., which is the data of the official rate of the pound sterling coming from BOE, Bank of England. And then at 7:30 my time, 8:30 your time, for those at GMT plus 8, the initial claims or unemployment claims that has a tendency to rock the boat a bit. And then later tonight, 9 p.m. my time, 10 p.m. your time, Jerome Powell will testify on his second day to Congress. All right, so these are the key events happening today. Okay, so the fundamental side, the calendar is done. Let's take a look at what's happening to Euro. Shall we? We already have some comments. New, hello, Mr. Javier, and all the people. Hello, new, welcome back. Good to have you back. K4X, can anyone recommend me? Hey, K4X, it's been a long time. Welcome back. Good to have you. What happened to you? I hope you're good. All right. K4X, recommend. I don't understand you. Can anyone recommend what? I'm not too sure. Eddie Anwar. Hello, Eddie Anwar. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the program. What do you think about GBP for tonight? It's time to strong or bearish? Yes, we are going to take a look at that. But before we go to pound sterling, we will take a look at the euro and say hello to Mr. Go Walker. Hey, Mr. Go Walker. Welcome back. This is for euro. Yeah, later. Yeah, we are about to see euro. Oka. Hello, Oka. Welcome back, Oka. Space JT, crazy day for DXY dollar index. Gold and oil are going down, very strange. It's not strange, but technically we can tell. Last night was strange. It was. We didn't expect the dollar index had a beating. So anyway, let's take a look at euro. Then we'll take a look at the dollar index. Okay. So what has been happening to euro? This is the daily chart of euro. This is something very unique, all right, that I like to share with all of you out there. See, when I see a spin top or a gravestone doji above the top band of the 20 BB, it is a strong reversal because it followed by another spin top, bearish spin top, then another doji, and yesterday it decided that after the ECB announced the technical analysis is chucked away. It doesn't work. The fundamentals won the day. Why? Because the central bank and the Honorable Christine Lagarde, the president of ECB, announced a 25 basis points rate hike, plus telling us that in July they're going for another 25 basis points, and that shook the euro northbound. And there is the spillover today. Okay, so how does the ECB rate hike affected the euro? Well, euro is going for maybe up to 112. See, currently it's going at 109. Okay, the target for 2023 is between 110 to 112. 112 is about here. Okay, now at the moment, when we look at the pattern, the Western pattern that is being formed, this is a bullish flag. Alright, this bullish flag, when it plays out, let's see how far can it go. I say the pole is here, 1,692 points. So the baseline is going to be here. Go up to 1,692 points. Well, we are looking at 111 in coming days. Maybe till early next week. Okay? Unless something else appears. But at the moment, looking at the daily chart and looking at the current formation, the current pattern that is being formed, it is strong bullish. They're strong bulls. The European bulls are pretty strong. Okay, the momentum is going, telling us it's bullish. Why? The MA10 is far from the mid-band of 15 BB. This is the mid-band 15 BB. And what more with the 20 BB mid-band, right? So this pattern tells us that the bullish momentum is in the market, and the trend ribbon is also telling us that the bulls are back in town, baby. Right. So, of course, when we look at the channels and the Fibos, it'll be a tough going when Euro hits about 110,325, because there is a yearly Fibo, and yearly Fibos are usually not that easily penetrated. All right, it will be tested for a couple of times. Like you see here, we have the yearly Fibo of A4 at 107464. It spent about 2 weeks or 3 weeks within this region before it decides to go bullish and leaving that yearly A4 and aiming for the yearly A5 at 1.10325. It is within reach. If not today, it could be tomorrow. All right. So the ECB rate hike has given new life to the euro dollar. That's what we see on the daily chart. Let's take a look at the H4 chart. Are the bulls getting tired? There is a possibility of the bulls taking a break. But if you look at the momentum plus the trend ribbon, they may be taking just a short break, maybe a coffee break, or for those who smoke break, cigarette break, short while. They might want to come back again. All right. So that, you see, when I see candles above the 20 BB top, it is a sign of reversal. But apparently, two candles after that spin top above the top band, it didn't come down. So this is a false alarm. So the bulls are still in the market. And looking at the trend ribbon, the MA75 is saying goodbye to MA100, MA100, tell MA125, quick catch up. So it is still bullish. H4, H1. Right. When we look at H1, let's expand this. Okay. This is a nice bullish flag. What's happening? Okay, so this is, let me just compress this. This is the pole from here to here. It's about 870 points, and this is the flag. Around here, this is the flag. So from the reference points of the flag, we are going 870 points up. Let's see where's the target. Right. We are going to see the yearly channel plus the weekly channel, but I think the yearly channel will be the target for at least today. Excuse me. Let me just compress this, see if you can see a better picture. Right. There is a strong resistance at this level, which is 1.10623. So looking at the H1 chart, we might want to go sideways a bit, maybe to wait for what the British bulls, or rather the BOE, is going to do. What numbers will come out from the BOE later tonight. If it's positive for the pound sterling and the reaction from the market is positive, the spillover will come to euro dollar, and we might see a further uprising of the euro, going to hit a target of 1.10602. All right, so there you are. Our first session of the day is about the euro, and we are about done. M15. Well, for those of you who wants to long euro, I suggest you to wait for this pullback to be about here, 109,700. 109,700. Why? Because there is a weekly and daily Fibo at this level, plus we have a daily channel cross, plus there is the MA125 waiting to be tested as support. Okay, but well, it might pull back to that level, or it might just go up to here at 109,832. So just watch the markets, wait for the trade set up to tell you where the market wants to go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful ladies and gentlemen. All right, we're done with euro, and we shall see if there are other requests or any other comments. 1 minute, let me put that back all in order first. Right. Let's see the audience again. Mr. Pia, I think will GPP, I thinking will sterling yen go to 177 then go up again. Interesting. Lisaya, hey Lisaya, welcome back. And Mr. Pia, welcome back too. Forgot to say hi. Sorry, Mr. Pia. Okay, Lisaya asked after the news, what do you think, bullish or bearish? Well, you're referring to the news of the BOE. The BOE, they are thinking of doing 25 basis points. They might announce that, but some economists are pushing for a bigger number, which is 50 basis points, because the recent, I think, just yesterday or the other day, the inflation report on the UK side is bad, in the sense that it is not being tamed. So they might want to decide to go on a 50 basis points. So if it's 50 basis points, it might be bullish. All right, that's for pound sterling. Okay, let's take a look at Mr. PR's request of sterling yen first before we go pound sterling. Sterling yen will go to 177 and go up again. Okay, let's pull this up. Go to the daily chart. Right. See, we got spooked because, as usual, when I see this shooting star above the top band, it is supposed to be a strong reversal, right? But after after three candles, which is the current candle now, it's not happening. So, since it's not happening, will it go up higher? Quite difficult. Will the bullish flag come into play? It's pretty tricky because it is at a high point already, right? Based on the daily chart, let's take a look at the weekly chart. Okay, well, it's historical high actually. So historical high usually don't last that long. The Bank of Japan or BOJ might want to do some intervention, but they have been quiet still for the moment. So it's a lot of wait and see. Will it come down to 177? There is a very good possibility, but it's not so clear. The daily chart says that it is supposed to come down. If you look at the top, you have a trident top being held back by the yearly channel. Now, the yearly Fibo is acting as a support, but the movement is nothing dramatic. Okay? So, they are not pretty sure what's happening or what they're going to do. Let's take a look at the H4 chart. Now, H4 looks a little interesting. Okay, so if we say this is a bullish flag, yeah, it can be a bullish flag, but the pattern of the flag does not resemble a flag. So it is a tricky situation. Is this a overbought zone? Yes, it is an overbought zone. It is going sideways. See, and the momentum line has given us clues that the bulls have gone, the bears are here. Now the bulls and the bears are not here anymore. It's the crabs. So we want to go sideways. But the trend ribbon is telling us it is still a bullish trend, or it could be the end of the bullish trend based on H4 chart. All right, so we can expect pullback, and I wouldn't enter the market for sterling yen or pound sterling because BOE is about to do the announcement in about 1.5 hours time. So better to watch and let the chart tell you where it wants to go. Okay, at the moment, the bulls, yes, it is a bullish trend for sterling yen. Will it go up? Well, a bit tough because at this level we have the yearly channel as well as the weekly feeble gonna be the bogeyman for sterling yen at 182.030. So it might pull back to maybe 177.5 possible. Why? Because that's where the trend ribbon is waiting, and there are plenty of fibos there also. But well, we have to wait and see. At the moment, I can't tell you exactly where it's going because it's not clear. Okay, based on my analysis, I might be wrong. Let's take a look at H1 then. Okay, H1 is telling us that they are waiting to go south. Why do I say that? See, this is yesterday's high, this is today's high, and the current candle is forming a tweezer top at the top, right? And it is still moving. The candle is still active. It will take another 24 minutes to form. So it can be a tricky thing because if you have a tweezer top candle like this, it is supposed to be a bearish reversal. And looking at the trend ribbon, it's more or less being compressed. It's going sideways. A slight bullishness, I would say great, but slight bullishness. The momentum says that the bulls may be in the market, but the candles is telling us, wait, I might have a surprise for you. That's H1. Let's take a look at M30 then. Okay, so M30 is a clear signal of a bearish reversal. See, this is the tweezer top, and then we have a hangman which is above the top band, but we need to get prices not go above this level, 181.442. If prices can stay below 181.442 until the next hour, then there is a likelihood of sterling yen going south. Then again, the sterling yen has got sterling in it, so it's waiting for sterling's BOE's rate announcement later in the day. So it's better to watch and see, but I wouldn't want to be in the market now because it's a pretty tricky and hairy situation. Okay. Out of curiosity, let's take a look at M15. M15 has a clearer picture of a bearish reversal. Why? Because we have a shooting star. After the shooting star, this is an evening star, and then we have the tweezer top. But the current candle is telling us that I may have some tricks up my sleeve, so best to wait and see. Okay, so that's the story of sterling yen for you. That is for sterling yen. Hang on, Mr. PR. Okay, I hope it's okay with you. Lisa, well, I did explain. And Oka, 7 a.m. GP major news might go crazy. Honestly, the whole morning might be crazy. Hey, Oka, welcome back, Oka. Well, see, I'm glad you have a very good sense of humor, Oka, and I hope that all of us here have a very good sense of humor. It's best to laugh a lot. Okay, so yeah. Crazy news, sometimes the reaction to the numbers or the reaction to the data does not match. All right, so best thing to do is just laugh it off. Then wait 15 minutes, 20 minutes, or maximum to half an hour. Once the dust are settled, only then we'll try and enter the market at a better, with a clearer picture. Okay, so yes, there are analysts and economists who are paid to write news according to not based on journalistic ideas, but based on the payment of the order. Meaning, if somebody wants to move the market, they will get journalists or economists. They'll take this envelope and then you write news to say that the pound sterling is going to be strong. So it creates this euphoria, right? So the sentiment, some sentiment can be created in this current digital economic world, where you can get news instantly, and where we have uh, netizens, not journalists, but netizens who give ideas on certain things. So it can be misleading, but that's where we have to be careful. Yeah, there are a lot of self-taught analysts. I'm a self-taught analyst too, but I try to be, you know, try to take the middle ground and use logic. If it's logical, then it's okay for me. If it doesn't make sense, then I no can do. I won't do it. Right. So I analyze buckets when I trade more on technical stuff. Right. But to know the underlying factor of the current or of the asset class is good, because knowledge is power. To be knowledgeable is to be powerful. Powerful in the sense not because you can fight. No, powerful means you can take a better informed decisions, right? And the whole idea is for capital preservation. We want to limit our losses. Yes, for sure. That's where stop losses come in. All right. So when we do that, we can last longer in the market. Not every day is a good day. That I agree. Some days are good, some days are bad. When you have a bad day, don't worry too much. Like, okay, it's a crazy thing. Just rub it off. Well, that's how we should be trading like that. All right. Don't be stressed out, because it will not help you. Like I would like to see you guys staying in the market longer than I have been in the market. The longer you are in the market, the more opportunities for you to trade. Right? Don't give up. Don't. Yes, we may suffer losses. It's okay. I suffer losses too. It's no big deal. There's always another day. Today is a bad day. There's always another day. All right. So, by the end of the day, please use logical thinking. All right. Smith JT. Well, sir, I want to learn deeper forex trading. Where can I start from? There are you really have a good start by watching our videos. You can always refer back to the previous videos of chart setups, and in every of the program, I tell you how I analyze markets based on my analytical system, which is nothing fantastic. It is being used by millions of other traders since I started way back in 1988. All right, nothing fancy. It's just moving averages, then expand it to Bollinger Bands, and then that is the lagging indicators, and then the leading indicators. I have the Fibos, which I customize to become Abe. Search, Google it, ABENACCI. You might see my face there, but well, then I also have the Fibo channels. See, without the leading indicators, I will not be able to tell the destination. With the leading indicators and with the direction given by the lagging indicators plus candles, I can tell where the destination. First, I know the direction. With leading indicators, I can tell you where's the destination. Not 100% right, no. I'm not a perfect man. Maybe 60-70%, I'm very happy already. Okay? So, Smith, you want to learn deeper in Forex trading, you can start from, this is a good way to start, and read a lot more, right? See, the problem with the current Internet of Things is that There are so many gurus out there. Just be careful not to be misled. It says the more you read, the more you understand, the more you know. Then you can decide whether this particular site is good, or this particular site is not so good, or this particular site is full of BS. That is your choice. You decide. All right. Well, if we decide to do some trading or training or coaching courses, we'll let you know. It might be coming up. I don't know yet, but we might have that coming up. Then just stick around. Okay. So Andrew Fisher, hey Andrew, welcome back. So gold is good potential for sell now. I go sell. Okay, let's take a look. Let's see gold. All right. Gold, good potential to sell. Well, Andrew, I have second thoughts on that. Okay. It's a little different opinion that I have for gold. Why? It's testing a support. Right? Yesterday it tested, broke, went up again. Okay. So today it already tested once. So this is the second attempt on the MA 125 based on the daily chart. When it breaks for the third time, yeah, we might see a southern tour of gold. But the Swiss National Bank announced the rate at status quo 1.75%. That means will the Swiss go stronger or weaker is anybody's guess. It got weaker after the announcement, but then is the dollar strong enough to push up? Not really, because you see, euro on the other hand is going upside. Euro is going upside, so when the euro is going upside, the dollar index may want to go south side, right? So we'll take a look at the dollar index after gold. All right. So gold at the moment, yes, it is sliding down, but the boogeyman, the MA 125, is still holding it. So would it be a good time to sell gold? I am not too sure. I wouldn't dare actually. For short term, yeah, but for a long term, I'm a bit reserved on that. Yeah, I did sell gold earlier. Managed to make about $300, and at the moment there is a sorry, my bad, I was blocking you. Okay, get that ugly face out of here. Right. See, I did so before we go live, then I got out in about 15 minutes, make some money. So this is the support of gold for today. This is the low of last week, and this is based on H4, right? What is happening is it's forming a bullish harami. Will it go up? Not that immediate. It might go sideways. It might go dropping again. So it might drop to at least level of 1919.19. Nice number, 1919.19. So it is a psychological support. Once tested, it will go up again. Will it do that? I'm not sure. Let's take a look at H1. Okay. So H1 is telling us, yes, the bears are in the market, but the crabs are in control. What does that mean? It is still a bearish trend. Yes, it is sliding. We can see that. But the crabs make it that you don't slide that much, and then you don't go up that much. You just go slowly sideways. Gold is also might be waiting for what's happening to pound sterling later in about an hour's time. Okay, so it can be a tricky situation. It's best to wait and see. Will gold go up or will gold come down? Looking at the trend from the daily side, yes, it is bearish, but a potential strong support waiting. So when we have a strong support, it will bounce up. And H4, potential reversal. H1, potential reversal. So let's take a look at M15, see if there is better news. Okay, so M15 is telling us that I'm not sure how confident are you with Japanese candlesticks. I am pretty confident. So when I see a piercing pattern like this, that is a potential of a bullish reversal. So it has reached its halfway mark of the 15 and 25 mid band BB. Next, it may want to test the MA 125, which is here. Okay, so when this is broken, only then it will go up. But if it's not broken after testing, it may want to continue to slide further. Right? Based on M15, let's see if M5 can tell us a different story. Well, M5 is giving us a different situation. The selling pressure based on the M5 chart is saying that it's going sideways. It's not declining anymore. You can see that the angle is pretty flat, so it's going sideways. And this is a bullish reversal signal. Then momentum shows that it is a bullish momentum. So we can expect this to continue. We have 4 more candles. Sorry, 5 minutes. You can have about 12 candles for 1 hour. Think so. Well, then we can see it going up. We have a resistance at this level, 1931. So, Andrew, I'm sorry, but I have a different opinion. It can be a short sell for quick ones, but I would rather stay out until we see the BOE rates coming out in about 1 hour. Okay, so that is the goal. And will euro and pound sterling hammer the dollar index? Okay, so before we end, I just want to see what the dollar index is doing. Sorry. Let's take a look at the dollar index. Okay, so this is the dollar index daily chart, and it looks weak. The Americans may want to say that they have very strong economy, but the fact of the matter tells us a different story. And American economists sometimes give us misleading numbers, especially when it comes to employment numbers. Okay, so at the moment, technically, the dollar index has got a yearly Fibo as a support at 101.966. There is a potential of it sliding further to maybe 101.853. Then take a look at H4. It is still weak. It is sliding gently. While the dollar index is sitting on a slippery slope. Okay, so the low of this week is lower than last week, already tested, and now it is testing again to go lower than last week. Can this AB at 102.001 maintain? Let's take a look at H1. It has been breached 1 hour earlier, and the current hour is testing to go below. And so the dollar looks to be weak because euro looks strong. Will pound sterling be the same as the euro? Will British bulls join the European bulls to get the American bears come dancing? We'll find that out in about an hour. So just watch the markets. I watch the markets, right? Try not to enter the market until about after half an hour after the data is released, just to be on the safe side. Okay. Well, most of the time frames that we see are telling us that the dollar index is pretty weak. So there you are. So when the dollar is weak, it's better to buy gold and not to sell gold. Okay? But don't take my word for it, alright? I can tell you where it's going. You decide what to do, whether you want to buy or you want to sell. So you plan your trade, then you trade your plan. I may not be in the market for now. I might enter maybe later. Alright? I don't want to get trapped. Not nice to be trapped because you get your money stuck and then your capital preservation may not work for you, and it can give a lot of headache, or maybe make me laugh longer, stronger. Anyway, so we've got about 3 more minutes to go. Let me just settle this. Then we go back to the audience again. Oops. Right. Any more questions do we have? Jenny. Hello, sir. Hello, Jenny. Welcome back. Nice to have you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Forex, pound sterling inflation, it will go down. Yeah. See, the idea of hiking the rate is to keep the inflation down. And it has been proven by the Federal Reserve by increasing the rates from 2.5 or 2.25% up to 5.25%. They managed to bring down the inflation rate of 10.8% somewhere in January. Till June, it's about 4%. So somehow it works. And Christine Lagarde is doing the same thing. They want to increase the rates. And pound sterling, BOE, Bank of England, will want to do the same. So if they see the other central banks are doing it and the results has been good, why not try and imitate? So there is a possibility of BOE going for the rate hike of 25 to 50 basis points. All right. So yes, inflation makes the pound sterling weak, and to counter that, the BOE has to come out with the rate hike. So, gentlemen, thank you for your time. We've come to the end of today's program. Be careful, please. Whatever you do, don't worry. Be happy, stay healthy, and please trade wisely. All right. Try to stay out of the market before the data is released. Come back maybe half an hour after the data is released, so we can see a clearer picture. Okay, I've talked too much. It's time for me to go. Have a pleasant evening, everyone. Bye bye. God bless. See ya.